we have 3 to 5 this is done here as our time. Can we go with 3?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so 3 minutes.
So we'll go with 3-minute time allotment, and we'll start with Brian-Agen. And take your time, Ryan, because 3 minutes start to be there.
All right, yeah, I had a long walk anyway. I hope that doesn't go against me again. If someone could start humming some music when I'm within 10 seconds.
This is the first thing. Can you tap on that? Is that working?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it right here.
You're the timekeeper?
I'm
Okay.
the timekeeper.
Anyhow, all right, welcome to the meeting tonight. Thanks for listening to a couple minutes of comments on my part. I appreciate the opportunity to address the board and the administration.
Pull her a little closer up there.
I appreciate the opportunity to address the board and the administration as usual. There's great things happening in schools for sure. The year's off to a good start, but there's always, like everything else, ways that we can improve. And no matter how we try to slice this issue of teacher turnover, I think it's clear we've got an issue in the school district, and I want to talk to a couple things that came up in committee meetings this month that are related, and I think trying to get to the heart of that issue. No matter if we say people are happy when they leave Waterford or they hate Waterford when they leave, 18% is just unsustainable, right? And there's a huge cost to this turnover, not just in recruiting, in training new people, not just in the, God bless new teachers, there's oftentimes come with a lot of energy, but sometimes they're learning too. But there's this credibility cost, you know, showing up at your open house 2 nights before your kid starts school and finding out you don't have a teacher. It doesn't show well for our district. My professional experience says that when we have turnover rates that exceed the norm by so far, there's something driving that. Normal turnover, location, geographics, promotional opportunities, that stuff keeps you at the normal type of turnover things. Things that exceed normal, this is based on my experience, exceed normal turnover rates are things like unsafe or outdated equipment, uncompetitive salaries and benefits, and I don't think we have those here personally, or management issues, frankly. Those are the things that really drive turnover. So I'm glad that we're taking some looks at some of those issues deeper. I wish we'd take a deeper look at exit interview data, but we're doing some of that. If we had some of that, we could build a foundation, but we're diving into this survey, and I give the board and the administration credit on that. My only comments are as someone who's done a dozen or so of these things, and in fact today kicked off a global survey of about 2,500 employees, is that I think we're struggling with how we built this survey or how to build it, and really why we outsource surveys. We don't outsource surveys to have people survey employees on behalf of the leadership. We outsource surveys to have that non-biased, non-threatening environment for people to give their feedback, but the survey provider is actually acting on behalf and acting in the place of our leadership team.
30 seconds.
I'm just going to end with a couple quick questions that the board should ask themselves and administration before they take another step further on this survey. And these are the questions I pose to my leadership team as well. Is this process viewed as something that we want to do or we have to do? Is someone really ready to own this process and own the details? Do we understand that administrating a survey is the easy part and the follow-up? We have no shortage of surveys in this district. We've got plenty of data. Are we ready to review the results as a report card on management and administration and the board, not on our teachers? If the answer is no to any of these things, don't waste the time, don't waste the money. That's what a survey is all about. I just want to comment, it should be built with management and the board's input. If our provider is saying that it should be non-biased and without input from the administration or the board, jump ship and get a new provider. Every provider I deal with thinks it's essential that we get your ideas and your ideas incorporated into this survey. Just talk about a non-biased survey being just something generic that some company throws over the wall at us is a waste of time and money. There's a place for those benchmark questions, but there's a bigger place for people to know that we want to go for the hearts and minds of what's happening in Waterford and what's happening with our people. It's nice to know what's happening in other school districts, but most importantly, what's happening here. It's not micromanaging. This board has micromanaged stuff in the past. I don't like to throw stones, but we talk about dipping sauces at the end of the lunch line, and we talk about all sorts of micromanaging stuff. This is getting involved in something that's near and dear and drives success and performance, not just in schools, but in any organization in the world. That's far from micromanaging. So use the survey provider to provide a non-threatening, confidential way to collect the results. But it's not about bias. That survey should be biased. It should be printed and stamped with the fingerprints of everyone in this room, so those teachers know who we want, that it's you that want to hear from them. It's not the survey writer. Those are my comments. Thank you.
Thank you.